Well, well, well. It looks like we have ourselves a new big fish on the market, people. The NHL is in for some shocking developments because we have ourselves the latest on Dollar Bill Kirill Kaprizov out of the Minnesota Wild. Now, last time we made a video talking about Kaprizov, it was in a conversation about Quinn Hughes as well. This video came out the other day. It spoke about how Kaprizov, reportedly, according to Frank Seravalli, rejected the biggest NHL contract ever in terms of both AAV and total dollars. This is the tweet right here. Sources say Kaprizov's camp turned down an extension believed to be 8 years, $128 million in a meeting on Tuesday in Minnesota. And with that, we gotta go out there and cue some of the speculation. Of course, Dollar Bill Kirill's a very good player. He's been a 100-point caliber guy who just hasn't had the games played to get 100 points every single year, but he's been that talented. The Minnesota Wild, you can say what you want about how good they are, but Kaprizov is one of the best players in the league. He's second to none, except, I guess, Connor McDavid. But because he doesn't want to commit long-term to many, there are some comments going around as to where things can be going next. NHL Watcher replied to that Frank Seravalli tweet saying that Kaprizov and Ivan Demidov are going to be fired together. Okay, Kaprizov in Montreal, eh? Let's keep that in the back of our minds as we continue reading some tweets. Things got even more crazy when yesterday, Daria Tubotseva of RG.org went out there and posted this, that per journalist Alexei Shevchenko, the Minnesota Wild have apparently asked Kirill Kaprizov for his trade list. And that might come as a shock to some people. Hey, wait a minute, what? Doesn't Kaprizov have a no-trade list? That's what the first reply goes out there and says. He has a full no-move clause. There's no trade list. And then the replies go out there and roast the hell out of this guy, Trevor. The idea is that he said no to 8 years, $16 million because he isn't planning on staying in Minnesota. So the Wild are asking Kirill what teams he'd be looking to sign with in the offseason to trade him to them now and not lose him for nothing next summer. Now, there were some other replies. This is what Cam Robinson said. According to sources, reports that the Wild have approached Kaprizov's camp for a trade list. Those reports appear premature. So Robinson, of course, Elite Prospects, North American sources, Daria Tubotseva and Alexei Shevchenko, very obviously Russian sources. So there does seem to be a conflicting report or two as to whether or not Kirill Kaprizov was asked about his trade list. But now we have ourselves even more speculation and even predictions. Producer Drew of SDPN went out there and said, I'm predicting Kaprizov signs a 5-year, $15 million AAV deal with the San Jose Sharks this summer to play on Celebrini's wing. It would be nasty. Chad Stevens went out there and said that it's going to be either Vegas or New York, ESPN is reporting. Kirill wants out of Minnesota. You then also had yourselves Jay Fresh posting this. It's kind of joking around, but Jay Fresh, of course, is quite the notable hockey social media presence. Hearing reports that Bill Guerin has posted the value of Kirill Kaprizov on the HF Board's Trade Rumors and Free Agency Talk board. Apparently, the Habs, or some other representative of the team, have offered Kirby Doc Anderson a second and a sixth. Let's see where this goes. Now, of course, J-Fresh is just memeing around here, but the idea of Montreal going out there and offering something up for or acquiring Kirill Kaprizov, that would obviously change the game in Montreal. Kaprizov and Demidov would be so good together. Just the idea of their Russian connection and the styles, the way they play, the way they could feed off of each other, the dekes, the handles, the fancy schmancy stuff on the ice, that could definitely be a treat for Canadiens fans. Of course, though, Montreal's not the only team being talked about. Let's go over onto Reddit. This was posted by Cool9280. It's the same tweet from Daria Tubotseva. Minnesota has asked Kaprizov for his trade list. This was from Twitter.com, of course. One of the replies goes out there and says, damn, that sucks for Wild fans. I saw somewhere that they think the leak of Kaprizov turning down the monster contract was to let the fans know they tried. This is the next step. Hopefully, Kirill gives the Wild a few teams as opposed to just one, so the Wild can get something of value from this. It effing sucks. He does have a full no-move clause on his current contract, which sees him making $9 million a year till the end of this upcoming season, so for Minnesota, it just kinda sucks to suck. And one of the top replies on this thread as well, from Blue Beagle 8. They say, as a Devils fan, it brings me absolutely no joy to report that this guy is 100% going to force his way to the Rangers. Ay ay ay. Kirill Kaprizov going over to New York, playing with Artemi Panarin, Igor Shesterkin, and Vladislav Gavrikov. There's a reply that says, I doubt it. The New York Rangers can't afford this guy unless he's the Panarin replacement, and playing with Panarin would presumably be the draw. Kings, Ducks, Hawks, or the Bruins are my guess. The draw is being young and single with $100 million in the Russian cultural capital of the US. Nah, it'll be New York. They love going to New York, and there is zero pressure to win literally anything. Rangers fan replies, goddamn, you're right, but ouch. And to end this conversation off, before we dive into just the free-flowing thoughts and speculation, Enemy Charizard went out there and asked, how reliable is this source, Daria Tvoltseva? And then another reply says, hey, they're a very reliable source for Russian news. She was the first one this summer to know about the Mishkov situation in Dubai. She often reports from the Russian Telegram channels for North American hockey Twitter. So, of course, this is not just some random person going out there and saying whatever. Sure, it conflicts with the Cam Robinson report from Elite Prospects, but it still does give us some stuff to talk about. In regards to Vegas, though, I mean, ESPN saying that Vegas can be the Kaprizov destination, you gotta think about it like, oh yeah, of course, the Vegas Golden Knights would be in contention for this guy. They get everybody. Anybody who is available who happens to be good, they always go to Vegas. Who knows? Kirill could be looking at the Golden Knights and saying, yeah, you guys got it done for Marner. You guys got that guy under the salary cap, and he signed a big money deal. How about I take less because of the no state tax? I head over to Vegas, and we win 3 Stanley Cups in a row. Screw Florida. I mean, yeah, Eichel, Marner, Kaprizov. Now there are articles being written about it. There's one from VegasHockeyNight.com from Jacob Walters. The Golden Knights can anger the hockey world after Kirill Kaprizov's contract shocker. We're not going to go out there and read this, but just know that it is being talked about. So, yeah, not that Vegas doesn't have their own problems. They do have to dive into their own situation with Jack Eichel. But, yeah, a bunch of teams are being discussed here. Montreal, could they be an option? The Rangers always seem to be in there. ESPN's reporting Vegas is also there as well. Some predictions for San Jose. I honestly don't know if I can see Kirill Kaprizov signing for a lower AAV with fewer years with the Sharks compared to the $8 by $16 million that he was offered in Minnesota. Like, at that point, it would just be a really big FU to Minnesota. If he chooses San Jose out of all teams, that's going to say 3 things. 1, the guy doesn't want to play in a winning environment, or at least not one that's in a winning environment right now. He wants to probably grow and develop alongside of Will Smith, Celebrini, etc., be another mentoring force alongside of Tyler Toffoli. Number 2, there probably is some value with the climate there because, of course, San Jose, a lot nicer to be in, to walk outside, to just go down for a stroll than it is in Minnesota in December. And then number 3, maybe it just says that the guy doesn't want to be in Minnesota at all. He rejected a $16 million AAV deal. And now it's being reported that the Wild allowed that to get out just so that fans know that they tried, that this guy's real heart was just not in Minnesota. So with all that in mind, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Montreal, New York, Vegas, San Jose. Do you think any of these teams could be the Kirill Kaprizov destination for next season? I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments section. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on. And bye.